Hi, I'm John Yun, Director of Marketing at Pollara. Pollara is a leading cloud access security broker with a revolutionary approach to securing your entire cloud footprint. Today, I wanted to share some best practices for integrating security into your entire DevOps process for Amazon Web Services. Let's start our discussion with the development side of the house. First, you have the application code along with the developers. Now, these developers use a wide range of applications and services. These include online source code repositories such as GitHub, software development, integration services, and bug tracking or ticketing solutions. The environment for the developer is the Amazon Web Services. And as with all types of development environment within AWS, you would typically set up a separate development environment and a test environment. Let's now look at the operations side of the house. First, you have the infrastructure code along with the folks supporting the operations. The operations team also use a wide range of applications and services, some of the similar ones used by the development team, as well as configuration management tools such as Puppet. Of course, the environment for the operations team is also AWS. And within the AWS environment, you have staging site where the product code is set up prior to deployment and the actual production site. The operations team depends on software packaging tools to receive the latest code from the development team. So now we have a high-level diagram of what a typical DevOps environment looks like for organizations using AWS. Traditionally, many organizations focus on the operations side of the house when it comes to security. Now, at first glance, this may make sense since you want to focus your security on what's made available to customers. You may also assume that these services may also be accessible by hackers, justifying the need to focus heavily on the operations side of the house. So you may draw a security line of sorts here. Now, there's another reason for this approach. Traditionally, the development environment had been isolated behind the corporate firewall. Hence, it was isolated from other environment, not accessible by customers and hopefully hackers, and ultimately considered safe. So you can say that the line we drew represents a traditional enterprise perimeter. Now, obviously, this traditional approach doesn't quite address the need to secure your entire AWS environment. Let's look at a more modern approach. Another way of approaching security is to focus on the cloud environment. After all, your AWS environment, whether it's part of the development or operation team, can be attacked by hackers just the same. If a hacker gains access to your development environment, you can argue that there could be a huge ramification. Not only can they inject malicious code into your applications, they can extract any hard-coded data or credentials you may be using. So if you had to draw a security line of sorts, you can draw one vertically, this time indicating that the AWS environment should be your primary security focus. Now, while this approach certainly addresses the much-needed focus on AWS, I like to take a broader approach to security and maybe eliminate the security lines altogether. So with the use of cloud services throughout every aspect of the business, it's rather difficult to draw a line that delineates which portion of your network is more at risk. Focusing on all AWS environment is a good approach, but security really should overlay across multiple environments and groups. So rather than drawing a line or boundaries, let's overlap security on top. Now, of course, you would focus on securing your entire AWS environment. However, security should encompass all the services you use, such as GitHub, that's commonly used by development and the operations team. Now, let's redraw the DevSecOps environment. You now have an ideal DevSecOps environment where security overlays all phases of the development and operation. So when integrating security into your DevSecOps environment, you have to approach it with a security solution that can secure all services without boundaries. I hope you enjoyed this short video. For more information on Pollara, please visit www.pollara.com. Thanks.